Hi. Happy time zone, everybody. I'm just fussing about with my controls for a second, so bear with me. I am going to be waiting for confirmation that somebody can hear me, because Mr. Bones is off digging holes, and well, one person show today. Hello, hello, hello. All right, it's all right. Thank you everybody for letting me know that you can hear me. Alrighty, so bunch of stuff to show you again. First up, but we're gonna get the vote started first, just because that seems to work really well for us. We get the ball rolling pretty quickly, which means I have to tell you all about today's theme. So today's theme was going to be something else, but I changed it at the last minute because TikTok was feeding me a steady stream of something. Are you all aware that it either currently is or recently was something called Fat Bear Week? Yeah, there's this national park in Alaska that basically creates this massive ranking bracket for all of their giant floofy bears just before they go into hibernation. And they call it Fat Bear Week. And so I'm just like, you know what? That is a great theme for Gen 2 because there are so many Pokemon that I would personally classify as fat bears. And so we are going to be fat bears. We're going to be Fat Bear Week picking today. Yeah, Fat Bear Week. That's literally the depth of my knowledge on this subject. That and they had to delay it for a little bit because the bears were fighting. But yeah, Fat Bear Week. We have five fat bears on the board. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like my mushrooms. I've been trying to work out how to wear this little vest. And then I woke up and it was raining today and I'm just like, you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to give that a go. You don't trust number 4? Fair enough. Let me just get this poll started and then I'll show you some of the stuff. All right. So for anybody new here, there are 5 options on the screen, but only 3 options in the poll. That is because YouTube only lets you have 4 options and we often make 2, sometimes 3 Pokemon. So it's good to have options still for those later polls. You are hoping for the rapture? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you by still being here. Okay. There we go. Yeah, look, even if I don't know anything else about Fat Bear Week, I love the idea that something called Fat Bear Week exists, and it's just a really great theme. So, y'all can vote for your favorite fat bears there, and I'm going to switch to the mini. Like so. And show off Camouflage, the Fortress. And what do we go with? It was like Octavius Hot Doggington. You guys snuck that one past me. Don't try it again this week. Hi, Darcy. No worries, Nicole. Your Charizard's really good. Honestly, I think it's better than mine. It looks a bit bigger, though. So that counts. Bigger gives you more stitches. Yeah, sorry, I'm showing off an octopus. Look, he's got all of his dotties. Oh, I apparently didn't tuck... Oh, no, that's just a bit of fluff. It's just a bit of fluff. For an horrified second, I thought his ends were showing. Yeah. So, yeah, and they do balance on top of one another, as my patrons would have seen, because that was the photo I used to share the patterns last night. I think I posted that. I'm pretty sure I posted it. If I didn't post the patterns last night, they'll be posted today. But they stack. I do love me some stackers. Yeah, so there's that. And then the other news coming out of this week is, if I pull up the Pokédex for a second here, you'll note we are once again focused on... Sneak you out the frame. Focused again on Gen 1. That is because I retook all of their photos. And while this might not be necessarily the finalized form, they're looking pretty good. You ready? Because there's going to be like a wah. Look at that. All of their colours are balanced evenly. That was a long evening. So just flick between the two of them. That's the old photos. The new updated photos. So they're going to be the ones that I use, I think, on the poster that I'm working on, but still having some troubles with. And let's see, I will move. You will obey. Stop it. I don't want to move that layer. I want to move this layer. Alright, it's being a little bit of a pest. There we go. If I move this all the way up, you'll be able to see that we have added Octillery and Fortress to the new Pokédex as well. Just line that back up because we won't be looking at Gen 1 again probably for a really long time. While you guys are voting, I may as well just do my my chores here, lining everything back up. There we go. So yeah, old Pokédex, new. Gen 2 really is coming along. We have done, what, 36 out of 100? There's just not that many to go. Where's my little counter? Where's my counter? There you are. You're supposed to be on the screen. Why are you not visible? Oh, right, because you're behind everything. There we go. Yeah, we've done 36. Yeah, and the evolutions are all facing the same direction now. Seriously though, I would, if I didn't hate the thought of having to make one again, I would be redoing Eevee and I'd be redoing Jolteon. Maybe Vaporeon, not because I don't like the body. I think the body shape's great. I think I flubbed the head a little bit. It's like, it was really interesting going back through them all. I saw a request there though to show my Charizard. 1 second. There he is. He just got a little bit too minied. There's a lot of stuff done right on him. I'm not saying like he's one that I would do again, but like to replace whatevers. But yeah, he's just, there are better ones out there. Am I going to do a name video for each gen as you finish it, or all together when everything is done? Oh no, I am actively working on the Gen 1 video. I'm just having a really hard time working out what that video looks like, because part of me wants to cut up all of the streams and use clips of footage and stuff, but then I look at the hundreds of hours of footage, because it was 70 streams or something like that, 60 streams, and I'm just like, I don't know how to even start that task, but I also just don't think it's that interesting for me to be sitting there going, this one here is Abercrombie, and this one here is Fitch. We don't have either an Abercrombie or a Fitch, I just, you know what I mean. So yeah, there is a Gen 1 video that is supposed to be coming out week after next. Next week's video I'm really excited to show you guys. So yeah, let's see what you guys voted for. I've not been supervising that poll at all. Let's swap back to the big screen. Alrighty, it looks like you guys have made your decision, and it's an unexpected one. You're like, boring color brigade, I gave you so many options. Here we go. So you guys picked number 4 with 41% of the vote, followed by number 1 at 28%, number 3 at 20%, and number 2 at just 11%. So, for Fat Bear Week, you've decided to go with the blue one? Why? Anyway, okay. No, we'll open door number 4. It is not my place to shame your choices. It is my place to make what's behind the door. Let me scroll up. Cool, I've done all of the things. Let's get a bigger brush. I need a bigger brush. So, you guys have picked Marill as our first Fat Bear of the week. Because I think, I get that it's a mouse, but I feel like Fat Bear. Like if you saw a chunky sized one of these things, you'd be like, that there is a Fat Bear. So yeah, we're going to start today by making Marill. Sorry, it's just like I didn't expect that one. Let's put a sprite on the screen. What number are you, little mouse? You are. Oh, you're facing the wrong way. Let's flip you. Okay. Get rid of that. Alrighty, I am pulling up my own reference images today, folks, so you might just have to bear with me. Marill. We'll do what we do when I'm working on the Soul Silver run, and that is just like work from a single still image. and do our best. Okay, so we need a little round ball. Will I use wire for the tail to get that zigzag? Nah, I actually think I'll do the same thing I did for Azumarill. That's the big one, right? Because I know there's Azurill, Azumarill, and Marill. But I don't remember which one's Azumarill and which one's Azurill. But, like, we made the big egg boy as part of Soul Silver. So I will do the same thing I did there, whereas I created the zigzag and we just, like, attached the ball and attached the base of it, and it looks It's fine and great and good and yeah. Okay, we got some little bobbly ears. Oh, we need more of that orange. I always forget that Marill has orange. The real struggle here is going to be not megapotting it, because I immediately want to use a technique on these ears that's going to end up way too big. I kind of just want to unhinge the jaw and just be like, yeah. But we won't. Lots of circles today. Oh, Azumarill is the big boy? Okay, Azumarill is baby. Thank you. So yeah, we've done the big boy, Azumarill. Limbs, little feet, and a ball. I'm going to try and make it so that those are safety eyes, but it doesn't need to be that big either. We don't want another smoochum situation. In a second, I'll look behind me and see if Azumarill's handy. Ball. That's it. That's all there is. You have no regrets for choosing blue for Fat Bear Week? Fair enough. Azumarill's right on top. Hold on one second, folks. I'll grab him for us. I'm still here. Nobody panic. Okay, his tail's got a little crumpled along the way. But, and I had forgotten that I've kind of crumpled his poor little face a little bit. But, that is Azumarill. And you can see there that we like made a zigzag tail and just we've sewn it to the base, we've sewn it to the ball. It's just his is down and Marill's will be up. Little blue bunny. Okay, so that kind of decides some of the colours for us. We're going with Sax, which is the name of this colour, in case anyone was wondering. I'm going to go with the Octillery Orange, I think, for inside the ears. I can't think of a more perfect shade. And a little white tummy. And where's my black? Over in the back. Gonna go fetch it. Here I go. That should be the last time I have to abandon y'all this stream, I'm guessing. No, stop the panicked skeleton noises. Anyway, let's update our counter, because this is going to be Pokemon at number 37. Let's just get into it. It's not going to take us that long, I don't think. I'm going to do... I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do the belly as a separate piece or work it as a color change, because I feel like I could easily just do it like this. No, I think it's meant to be a little bit more off-center than that. So we'll do a blue ball for the body. We'll do a couple of little ear cups with orange bits inside. Those will probably be color changes. We'll do a tummy marking, which is just a little white circle, a little blue ball for the tail, just drawing as many circles as I can. These, depending on the scale of this, could either just be little treble stitches sticking out. My goodness, we could make him so teeny tiny. We won't do that. We'll make 2 little flippers, 4 little flippers. They'll all be the same piece. Probably a little magic ring of 4 or something. And then the tail, it's just I might even look up how I did the zigzag on Azumarill. Just a zigzag. I think I did like chains and then picot and then chains and a picot and chains and a picot, and I did it over like a long tail. Oh no, they would have been slip stitches then. I did over a long tail and then we like pulled it to give it a little bit of tension to make it a little bit more springy. Guys, this is not a disco. Yes, no one should be panicking. Thank you, Loot. I appreciate you. Oh, he's less of a ball than I thought. He's more of a little dumpling. Does that change things? Makes the feet bigger. Okay, we'll make him slightly more of an egg shape then. Less of a ball, more of an egg shape. Alrighty, I'm going to start writing notes. Marill. Now, I would like you to discuss names amongst yourselves, but I am going to be the one tracking the names again this week. And if I learned anything from last week, it's that it's better for me if you'll discuss the names amongst yourselves and then let me know which ones belong in the poll a little bit later in when I ask for them. Because tracking them along the way, I end up losing track. You don't know if he's far enough off orb to matter? Okay. Well, maybe we'll just like think really round thoughts. Because like admittedly, I picked him for Fat Bear Week thinking, oh, this is just a really round bear. Oh, hey, Angry Bear. To be clear, we are not body shaming you, but it is Fat Bear Week. So I hope you're having a good time. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Egbert. Egbert. Get the bear on in there. You're reading the DCC webcomic? Ooh. Admittedly, I haven't read the webcomic. I understand it's being released episodically. But, I don't know. I'm worried because I'm sensing a shift in myself because there's so much media coming out that isn't the books right now. We've got the webcomic. I know they're working on a TV show. They've got Florin's graphic novel coming out, and like part of me wants to like consume all the things and stay in the universe for as long as possible, but part of me is just like, I kind of just want it to be a book series first. Like, I don't mind all of that like additional content, but I'm worried that it's kind of like the Marvel Universe impact, you know, where there's so many TV shows and comics and movies and stuff that like if you lose pace for even a single second, it feels like it's impossible to catch up. That's what I'm starting to feel like with Dungeon Crawler Carl. I feel like, oh, I've already missed something. I'm never going to be able to catch up, and it's tinging my enjoyment a little bit. Because like, I have the physical copies of the books now, and there's that short story that runs, like there's an exclusive story bit that like, it's like an extra chapter at the end of each of the physical books. That apparently all tie together. I've had them now for a while and I haven't read it yet because like it doesn't belong in my vanilla read through of this particular series. So I don't know. I'm just trying to sort out some thoughts on that. Blueberry. Aww. Dang it, I am going to start writing some of these down. Sorry, folks. You have a question about the book? I just got your first hard copy, and there are these, I guess I would explain, lightly copied full page here and there, and wonder if that was in your book. I will look it up. I think they are, don't get me wrong, check your books carefully, because the DCC books have had so many misprints. Notably, my book 3 arrived completely bound upside down, which was hilarious. They let me keep it, and they sent me a replacement, but like, very funny. But I've heard other people having whole chapters missing, or you know, that sort of thing, like actual like things that'll impact the story. But the paler pages seem to be breaking up the book into like sections, because he tends to do like part 1, part 2, part 3 within the same book. So I'm guessing that what those paler sheets are in yours as well. Y'all, I think the people have spoken. I think this guy is already blueberry. That's the baseline. That's what we have to beat. Alright, I wouldn't want him much bigger than that. He's 18 around there. I might do up to 21, and that's like, and then to 24 for his little dump truck. I have miscalculated how warm it is today. So enjoy the mushrooms while you can see them, because I'm probably going to get changed at some point. Y'all will forgive me for that, though. You want to name him Jerry? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mr. Bones is out helping someone. He's digging holes, which makes him a very happy skeleton, to be perfectly honest. You're struggling in Silksong again? Oh no. I've been watching playthroughs of it. Like, not super closely, just as background noise. I don't think I'm going to be very good at that game. Oh, I liked the fact that he popped in for a second. I spoke to him last night, but I haven't seen him in a couple of days, and I miss him. I'm a little codependent. That's okay, though. Yeah, he's moving some big rocks or something. Skeletons feel at home in holes, I imagine. If he was here, he would want me to... Look, okay, I'm going to do this on his behalf. He would be saying giggity, all right? But that's okay. Hi, Robin. What's tonight's theme? Tonight's theme is that it's Fat Bear Week. Apparently that's a thing in the real world, just before the bears all go into hibernation, at least in Alaska. And so I saw that, and I'm just like, you know what? That's a great theme. Particularly for Gen 2, who I think has a number of bear-shaped creatures. Don't get me wrong, I think probably a lot of the gens do. Gen 1 would not have been a good gen for Fat Bear Week, but Gen 2 is pretty good. Hey, Mr. Bones is here giggling for himself. Your last stream was one of the Bugsmas ones. Wow, Art of Alos. That was a while ago. He do be lurking. He's got things to do, though, so honey, don't feel like you have to hang out too much, alright? You did, you summoned him. I should pay more attention. My hands are a little autopiloting. Let's go back and write down those last couple of rows. And that was one row of 21. And let's move this. Now, I'm not convinced this is the correct blue for Marill, but I wanted him to match Azumarill. It's 4:30 in the morning. Oh, no. Not a good time to be around. Alright, everybody who's late, you are forgiven. I am issuing a pardon. And honestly, I'm just a little jealous that you all had stuff to do. Marill is more mouse than bear. That is true, but we had to find 5 that fit Fat Bear Week, and I looked at him and you know what? I was like, you know what? That'll do. And I will also add that Marill was the last one I added to the lineup. It's not my fault y'all dodged all of the real, actual looking bears. Can't remember. Go to sleep repeatedly. Yeah, that sounds like me. I'm sorry. I'm a firm believer that other people should have a sleep schedule. I play a little fast and loose with my own, admittedly. You're making colouring pages? That sounds like fun. See, actually, my very first online endeavour was an Etsy store trying to sell colouring pages, but then I very quickly realised that the art that I draw it's black and white, but it's not really cut out for colouring because I fill it with too many little details. They already feel complete. Bear adjacent, yes. Yeah. Oh, also I taught myself how to bead this week. You want to see my frog? Mr. Bones hasn't seen him yet either, because last he saw I'd given up. But I made a little frog. He was going to be an earring, but then he turned out huge. Like, because he can be, like, stretched out. He doesn't need to be. But, that's a lot of earring, even for me. So, yeah. Instead, he's just a little shelf-sitting frog. That was a fun couple of afternoons, working out how to do all that. Come on now, mate. You were sitting before. You're such a drama frog. Yeah, he's just a little big to be an earring, but that's because the seed beads I was using are 4mm ones. If I got 2mm ones, I could probably make him into an earring. You resonate with the fat bears eaten in hibernation. Yeah, apparently they are the fattest they have ever been because of how good the salmon has been this year. So, yeah. Combining crochet and beads. Yeah, attempts have been made. But, yeah. Sometimes, like that one there, I was like, oh, should I stop and turn a camera on? I was like, nah. Let's just mess about with some beads. See if we can solve it. And then I did, and now I'm happy. Have we reached the perfect width for Marill, or do we need to go one larger? Because now's our chance. One larger, and then and then close off. Okay, yep, that solved it for me. 6 single crochet and increase. No. 3 ink 3. Yeah, that's how we do that. And it'll be probably 3 rows of 24, and then we'll be closing off. And the tag on this shirt is nightmarish. Oh, it's like having fire ants. You must eat the fresh kibble? What? Yeah, admittedly, the Pokemon are all a little bear adjacent. It's kind of like, I let my gut pick the bears, not my eyes, if that makes sense. So I'm just like, if I would look at them, and calling them a little fat bear would sound like a term of endearment, then I went with it. I just sort of went with it. Why would you want a giant blueberry? Though if you have a hunger for something giant, just you wait until this week's video. I have been very carefully hiding something from you for... Honestly, I've only been working on it for the last 2 weeks. But that means it's been 2 streams where I haven't been able to show you something that I really want to show you. But it still needs like a lot of editing. So I'm hoping it's out this week. But if it's not, y'all might be seeing like a Scullicorn review pattern. Happy time zone, Ashley. You cut all the tags off your shirts? Yeah. Most of the t-shirts I own don't bother me super much. It's just I haven't worn this particular button down before, and I didn't realize it was going to be quite this bad. Yeah, exactly. I think we would all happily call this little guy a chubby little bear to his face. He's got the big round ears, he's got the big round face. The vibes are there, the bear vibes. You want to take my Snorlax pattern and turn it into a life-size Snorlax? Yeah, fill it up with some beans. It's a good idea. I like that. Though I don't suggest you put a time limitation on it. I suggest you just let yourself do a little bit every day. Ready? Hopefully this turns out okay. And we are 30 minutes into the stream, and we're basically nearly done. Don't get me wrong, we are going to make his decorations, but he's just not a very big little guy. Which dramatically heightens the chances of how many we'll do today. That said, there is definitely an argument to be made to call it after 2 so that I can go on and film the next episode of Soul Silver. Because that's the next thing on my to-do list for today. Trying to take advantage of the quiet house and get a lot of filming done, and I haven't done any yet. Yeah. You're knitting a kid-sized jacket? See, making clothing for small people has to be like the more fun equivalent of making clothing for yourself. Because, like, I don't know, there's just so much area to cover when it's for yourself. But little people are nice and little. Hydrate. Thank you. Yes, I am on a mission. I have to stay hydrated today. I could always do gameplay for Soul Silver on stream. No. No, because it's going to be a particularly painful episode, I think. And I need the freedom to swear to let off the steam a little bit. You guys should see me doing takes of that show. Right now it's like, oh, that's nice. Pause. Ah! But 2 is in half an hour here, if your math is mathing 2.5 hours for you, or with it 3.5? Oh, yeah, that's a good question. If any of you are in places that do Halloween, I am not. What are you going as this year? Because, like, some years it's really easy to pick what's going to happen, you know? Some years it's like, oh, yeah, everyone's going to be Barbie. Everyone's going to be, I don't know, like, I don't know, just that sort of thing. You know, there's, like, a costume that people wear. So, yeah, I want to know what everyone's going as this year, to see if there's any kind of common collective theme. Outtakes are just CK screaming into the void. You are not wrong. Also, there's probably going to be large segments of time where I'm just training, which isn't... Yeah, I gotta sustain the energy, and stream is like, you have to keep like a certain level of energy the whole time to engage with you guys, to read the chat, to keep the thing going. Whereas that gaming, those films aren't like, those shoot sessions aren't just like 1 to 2 hours anymore. They're now closer to 6 hours, and so I like turn the energy off and on. So like I'll turn it up for a bit when something's happening, and then if I'm doing like a lot of battling or grinding, I'll like drop into a little bit more of a passive state to pace myself. Your niece is going as a gumball machine. I love that. Youngest is a black cat. Oldest is a plague doctor. That's really cool. You usually run out of steam time before making one for yourself. Oh, that's too bad, Nora. Being a lady of high medieval court. That's fun. Oh, hi, Josh. I missed what you auto-corrected, but hello. The occasional fit of giggles. I am now tracking you. I wish to know what... Mutter. You don't do Halloween anymore, but sometimes do a very subtle Captain America costume. That's fun. Like, Disney bounding is totally a thing. Wait, Bumblebee, that's an interesting... You watch an episode of Fruity knitting? Life-size crochet taxidermy. Oh, I think I've seen some of those. Yeah, it's something I've been wanting to try. I was thinking more along the lines of like a papier-mâché thing, because that's a medium I'm really comfortable with. But yeah, making a base and then like crocheting the shapes over the top. It kind of takes a lot of the pressure off the shaping to all come from yarn and stuffing, because you're building over like a specific guts. Don't really do costumes anymore unless you're going to a convention. That's fair. I don't know what a philomancer is. Oh, okay, a necromancer that you bring amigurumi... A necromancer that you bring amigurumi to life. Oh, yes, you're a Stitch Witch. I've made him a little knob instead of a ball, and that's too bad for me. That's too bad for me. It's fine. I still think we're going to be able to land this ship. I think it's going to be fine. We'll do that. And then we'll do this. It's great. It's great streaming content, that. And then this. And then... oh, yeah, we'll do some of that. Don't really do Halloween, but now you have lots of crochet plushies and decorations, so you'll be decorating with those soon. That's fun. Admittedly, it's probably because Halloween's not really a thing here, or at least it wasn't when I was growing up, and it doesn't seem to impact my adult sphere at all, except for the fact that I live with a human-sized skeleton, but that's neither here nor there. That's more of a lifestyle choice. But I can be a little Christmassy if I allow myself to be. In the last couple of years, I haven't really allowed myself to be, and that kind of bums me out a little bit. I think I'm going to try my best to be a little bit more Christmassy this year. Not that you guys want Christmas conversation in September. I understand that. We will be moving on. It's just like the two seasons are kind of irrevocably linked in my brain. You can probably blame Tim Burton for that one. Angry Bear made you a staff-sized crochet hook. Oh yeah, he was talking about that last stream, but he said he was going to share photos, but if he did, I missed them, and I'm sorry. Not sure you have enough time to make the quality costume you want. Well, Sith Assassin, you could always get started for next year. It's not done for this year. Though I understand the hazard of having a whip without a deadline can be kind of an issue. Halloween's huge in your pocket of Melbourne. Oh, okay. Honestly, it might be big here in the suburbs as well. It's just I've never lived in the suburbs. I'm going to put some little eyeballs in. Or do I shrink it down another layer too? So I think stuffing will help this shape, but I'm worried that I've made him too square. He's very square boy. I need eyeballs. There's my eyeballs. Excuse me if I bump the mic. Wait. You weren't allowed to do Halloween as kids, so your entire experience is just you crocheting or drawing it. And apparently that's how cozy Halloween started in Cryptidly Witchy's house. Hey, you can't blame me for that. My patterns have only been around for 5 years. Like, that's it. This is our 6th Halloween, I think. And it's become less and less of a thing here. Like, sometimes I'm feeling witchy. Most of the time, I don't know. Most of the time, I'm just not. These eyes are too big for you, sir. You're going to look silly if we use them. I'm going to anyway, but I want you to know that I know you look silly. You're partway through the Grim Squeaker. That's awesome. He was based on Duskull? Yeah, we made Duskull just shortly before that. And I was just like, oh, that's a really cool technique with the in and the out and the skull over the top. And so I was like, yeah, I want to use that in the main video. And then I did. You're going to be a dragon named Dopamine? That's really funny. Sorry. No, they're perfect. The eyes are perfect. Okay, alright, if you say so. They're snapped on now either way. Just Marill out here licking toads. Yeah, this whole Pokemon series has been really good for forcing me to try and make shapes that I wouldn't normally make, which has forced me to develop, not invent, because these techniques have all, I can guarantee it, been used before, but like develop in myself techniques for making different shapes. It's been good for expanding the skills. And every so often I'll make something like the Duskull. I'll be like, oh, hey, cool, that's really cool. Let's turn around straight away and turn that into a pattern. I apparently can't count. Oh, wait, yes, I can. I'm a genius. Never mind. Which Pokemon I crochet is my favorite? That is the hardest question. Like, I don't know if you can see the crowd I'm sitting next to, but we've made over 200 at this point. And I like a lot of them for different reasons. That's always my answer, and it's never a satisfying one. My favorite at the moment is probably Gyarados. I have to say that, I think. But honestly, I think I like Onyx better because his shaping turned out so nice. I'm finding that the ones that I like the most, it has to do with how accurately I manage to like capture them. or how like closely I get them to look like their sprite. Because of that, I'm disproportionately fond of like the Diglett and Doug trio. Slowbro is right up there for me. Sorry, I'm looking at them as I'm just like scanning. But like that doesn't actually have any bearing on who my favorite Pokemon is. It's just what's the favorite one, the one that I've produced the most faithfully. Alright, bye Daiquiri! Have fun at the shops. You work at a vet clinic and you had a dog that we had to help because it licked a toad. He's fine now, we all call him Toad Licker. Yeah, I'm obviously referencing something in the most, like, stream-friendly way that I can. And Toad Licker, licking toads, seems to be the one that kind of, like, can sneak on in there. Spookity was the very first pattern I released on this channel, if I recall correctly. So Spookity is to blame for the empire. Not that it's an empire, but you know what I mean. You're getting a bit scared of not having your Christmas presents done. 3 cross-stitch Pokemon and as many of CK's toads as I can muster. Yeah, honestly, that toad video has done way better than I thought it would. It was just such a, like, don't get me wrong, I worked really hard on my little toad, and I'm really glad that y'all love him. But, like, sometimes there's unexpected breakout hits, and that toad was one of them. I was checking the numbers the other day, and I was just like, huh, okay, people really like the toad. I think that the toads could make really fun Christmas ornaments, little Christmas baubles. That was not the point of your message, though. You're nervous about not getting your Christmas stuff done. That's fair enough. Honestly, I commend you for starting as early as you have, even though you probably don't feel like you have a lot of time, because I know that there is a lot of last-minute crafters out there. A lot of last-minute crafters out there, and I say that with absolutely no judgment, because I was one of them until I made myself a rule a couple of years back of just no more handmade gifts. Handmade gifts are for people who appreciate them, and it just makes it too hard. And too stressful, too. No one needs that much stress leading up to an already stressful event. You're one of the last minute ones? Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's nice to have something to do in the lead up to Christmas, but I discovered with doing the 12 days of crochet videos that I barely had time to be a human, let alone produce gifts for other people. So, yeah. That's just not something we do anymore. But I'm trying really hard to be organized with that, and I will be able to have a very, like, straightforward conversation with y'all next week, assuming I get the video that I'm working on out this week, because it has a pitch in it for the 12 days of crochet. That will all make sense when you see what the video is, but I'm not, sorry. It's really hard to have something so top of mind because I'm in the middle of editing it, so it's like all I'm thinking about and then not talk about it. And I'm really sorry because it means that what I'm doing is I'm just like baiting y'all constantly, and I'm not doing it on purpose. Oh, I apparently finished the bean. Oh well, let's write it down. I might have to put your face on right away, mate, because otherwise I'm just not believing that you look anything like the way you're supposed to. Alright, the mouth is supposed to be like just under the eyes, so like here. The nose is like there. Alright, we're going to do this. We're going to put the mouth on. We're going to break with convention, and we're going to embroider a little face on right now. It's Bear Week. It is. Sorry, I'm not trying to tease. I'm not. It's just I've been really wanting to show you guys these things for a really long time now. And by that I mean like 2 weeks. And I'm a very instant gratification type of girl. Like, I want to, if I make something cool, I want to share photos of it straight away. That's how I ended up in a social media account centered around crochet, because I wasn't getting the responses I wanted from the people in my life. They can only be so excited about stitchy things for so long. I do not blame them for that. Oh, okay. The Marill that we're making is not quite sure, and that is fine. Yeah. mouth is terrible. The nose is good though. Yeah. Erase the mouth. And we're going to go in again. Should be lower. Not that close to the eye. Right through the middle of that stitch is good, I think. Wow, you're a hard little bean to capture. The nose is too high. The nose needs to be down here, and then that would fix it, I think. Eh. There's a reason I do this off camera most of the time. It's like that nose is like super in there. I give up. That's his face. It's fine. It's fine. He doesn't have sclera, so he doesn't get one of those. Plucking his nose hairs, yeah. Looked like I was scraping his brains out. Well, I mean, he doesn't have many to begin with. So, like, that's how you make a Marill. You scrape his brains out. Right, let's make his tummy patch before I do something I regret. What's the little frog bead thing? Oh, still on screen. I was just playing around with beading this week. Yeah, Marill has 0 thoughts. There's no room for brain cells there. One, 5, 6. I don't know what a grain mite infestation is, but it sounds bad. It sounds like not something you'd want. Your ability to crochet plushies is a big part of why one of your nephews thinks you're the coolest. Yeah. Well, I was able to, a couple of weeks ago, I was showing off the blanket on stream that I needed to fix. Like, I was able to fix it. It took me like 2 nights. Stitching all of the magic rings shut because all of them popped after a few, I don't know if it was weeks or months, but after a little bit of usage from the little man. But one grateful little dude has his blanket back now. What are my intentions for Halloween crochet this year? Andy, probably not huge. Like, I have a loose intention to review the Skullicorn pattern and fix it, because my goodness, the idea of doing a separate head and a separate neck and then a separate body is ridiculous to me now. So I'm tempted, I'm thinking like I'm going to re-release that. But other than that, my Halloween content, my like October content, I don't know why I put October in whatever, isn't very Halloween focused, I don't think. There is potential for another Halloween themed thing closer to the end of the month, but a lot of it is going to come down to whether or not I get the Soul Silver video I want to make done, and it'll take the place of that. So it's like everything kind of has to like move around a little bit to make room if I'm going to do too many Halloween type things. You guys, I've asked you before kind of the sorts of things you want to see. You want to see animal skeletons, you want to see little haunted houses, you love another little diorama. It's like I hear all of you on that, but I'm having a little bit of a hard time creatively delivering on it. Grain mites are more of a nuisance than anything. They aren't dangerous, just a pain to get rid of. I don't know. That probably depends on if your perspective is from the human, from the lizard, or from the grain. They probably feel like a pretty intense thing if you're a piece of wheat. Your niece wants a mummy, daddy, and baby giraffe for her birthday, and a huge dragon. Oh no. What is next week's video? You gave us a hint, right? No, I can't talk about it. Sorry. The only reason I've spoken about it as much as I have is because I literally can't stop thinking about it, and you'll get a very like intense stream of consciousness from me when I'm on stream. So I'm trying really hard right now to think about literally anything but. The grain would be scared. The lizard is annoyed, as am I. Fair enough. Is there like little frogs or something that might eat them? That's my solution to everything. Frogs. Sometimes what we want and what we get are different. That's okay. Of course it's okay. I can only do what I can do. And y'all have never shown signs of being anything other than grateful, which is really lovely. Because there are a lot of crafting spaces online that are a little bit entitled, to be perfectly frank, and that's all I'm going to say on that subject. Look at me just starting wars. It's not even a specific instance I'm thinking about. I'm literally just thinking about the fact that, like, prior to Complicated Knots, I was still, like, creating my own stuff, and I'd post it anywhere, and, like, all I would get is pattern. Like, not even like, hey, that looks nice. Is there a pattern for it? It's just like, no, just pattern. Like, cool, that's not the compliment you guys think it is. Not at you guys. Not even at anyone in this current timeline. Like, cool, I'm having a nice day. Sandra, how are you? You're playing Poppy's Playtime? A large dog day in the works for your son? The shapes are testing you. See, the only one I know from Poppy's Playtime is, I think his name's Poppy. It's the big blue thing with the teeth. He likes to give you hugs. There you go. He's got a little tummy patch now. The fundamental flaw, the problem I've made here is I've made him a potato instead of, and like I've given him a bad face. Like I've wrecked the face and I've made him a potato instead of a proper ball. And it's fine. I wasn't overly happy with his father either. Pat, pat. The ears. Everything will be fixed with the ears. We'll start with the middle of the ears. The Huggy Wuggy. Oh. No, the blue thing. Is that not Poppy? I'm going to have to draw it and, like, it's going to be on the screen for the rest of the time. It's like this. I'm drawing the friendly version, don't worry. I don't know what his eyes actually look like. It's like this. And then, like, sometimes he'll open this up and it'll reveal lots of teeth, but he's, like, tall and thin with, like, long arms. And he chases you. The blue thing is Huggy. Okay. Sorry, I've clearly never played the game. Why did I think his name was Poppy? Alright, it's Huggy Wuggy. Okay, he does not creep me out. I hate your little face. I hate it. Don't know why you're betraying me like this. It's rude. Poppy is a little doll. Okay. Any Stupendium fans out there? He has a cool song about it called Out the Toy Box, I think. But recently he's sold the licenses or what, so something with the licenses of his music so that it's copyrighted content now, so I will not be humming a few bars, but it's a bop. If you guys look it up, it's available on YouTube. Oh no, I'm unpicking his face. Don't you worry about that. I just won't do it on stream. I'll do it later. Under cover of darkness. Nobody can tell me that I'm doing it wrong. My lack of embroidery ability is something that bothers me just enough that I don't do anything about it. Which is kind of like a really comfortable space to have that be a thing. Ears. Earring 6. Then we did some of that. Then we changed to the blue. And we're going to start with 9 front post. CK, have I seen Indigo Park? It's a mascot horror but not super scary. I have not. I don't have a big stomach for horror games. I can watch horror movies under certain conditions. I will read the synopsis of horror movies under all conditions. But yeah, I tried to play even just like a free sample of, I think it's The Last of Us. I think it was The Last of Us. It was a zombie game. I'm not confused about The Last of Us being a zombie game. I'm confused about whether or not the zombie game I played was Last of Us or not. I think it was. And like literally it turns out that when I see something scary coming at me, I like can no longer make actions. Which is not great in games like that. And so I don't play horror games because I shut down. I'm not even great in Don't Starve when the wolves start howling in the distance. They're fine once they're on screen, but it's the anticipation of the terror. I freak out and it ruins the game for me a little bit. Son is 4 years old. He's never played the game, just watched YouTube videos and loves Huggy Wuggy like a true psycho. The maze they put you in that year was literally called Toy Factory. Your character was the evil scientist. Oh, your first job was at a Halloween haunt. There we go. Sorry. Scanning. There's the answer I'm looking for. In your opinion, it's not scary. The scary characters are too cute. There's a few jumps. I'll say I hate jump scares. I hate them. Don't get me wrong. This isn't me just like, meh, your game sounds bad. Your game probably is very, very good. I just know my own limitations. Okay, you look a little bit more like Marill with the ears. That was good. I thought that might happen. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You finished 12 rows of your tapestry? What, since stream started? I have done a single ball. I will speed up. Hence width. You love watching horror stuff, even people playing horror games, but playing it you just don't move. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like, I'll watch people do playthroughs. I'll watch horror movies to certain ones. I'll watch certain ones, but I'll certainly look up the stories of others. I think part of it is that I literally only kind of, in recent years, I've only kind of just gotten the night terrors to go away. I'm not trying to introduce some new characters. Currently, I'm having issues with one that I won't mention on stream because he's one of those like internet cryptids where if you share him, it becomes more of an issue. So he will not be shared, but I encountered him in a... He's a creepypasta. Yes. Any other name suggestions? Because we've got Blueberry, who I think we all kind of latched onto pretty quickly. Decrease. Yeah, but you've done one row of a blanket. Okay. That's already huge. That is a big task. We will not be acting like that's nothing. Blanket people are just made different. Three, four. Peekaboo. Okay, Peekaboo can be another name. Yeah, there's absolutely no requirement that you be crocheting while watching the stream. We're all just hanging out. Have I made Azurill? We've made Azurill. We've made the big one. And we've made the little one. We have not made the tiny ball. I don't even think the tiny ball is this gen. I think the tiny ball might be next gen. Well, we liked Blueberry because today's theme is Fat Bear Week. And Marill's just a little fat bear, and so Blueberry, not Blueberry, or Blueberry, it's Blueberry. I think my accent's slaughtering the pun, but it's doing its best, okay? Oh, dang it, I wish I'd made you a ball. Why do you have to be a nugget? Gen 2 is starting out with a really bad trend of me quietly remaking base pieces off camera. I didn't do it last week, but I did for Smooch'em, and if I do it again now, not on stream, but off stream later, I'm gonna be a little bit miffed. Because, yeah, if this was just a little fatter, you might be a little cuter. All I can see is the flat sides. Yeah, no, Peekaboo was absolutely that, because like Marill was one of those ones that was like early released. He might have even been a leak, and people like nicknamed him Peekaboo really, really early before his actual name was known. Maybe I'll do arms. I ain't making duplicate pieces on stream, so I don't need to make the other ear right now. It's just frustrating because it's like, it would have been so easy just to make him round. Making him round would have been the easiest thing in the world. I don't know why I didn't. I'm frustrated. Have we named Azurill? That is a very valid question. Do I even have the Pokédex open? That's another one. Where's my Pokédex? There it is. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot in Gen 2 that we've made and haven't named. I'm just warning you now. We're going to have work cut out for us in the later streams. We're not dealing with it today. Where are you? Oh, there he is. Nope, we haven't named him yet. Spots McSuns. The ear looks great. I agree. I'm not doing anything wrong with the ear. It's just I would make the ball more of a ball. It's like, this just looks like, dude, feed your Marill. Why are you not feeding the poor creature? Yeah, that's exactly the problem. It's that so many of them were made as part of Soul Silver. We have named some of them. Like Togetic got named Colgate, and we've actually loosely named Togepi Tic Tac as well, but there'll still be a vote on Togepi when we make him. We've got Lady Wobbles, the Wobbuffet. Camouflage, we named together. Fruit Snack, the Snubble, because it was named before the Soul Silver run. Gummy Bear, the Teddy Ursa. Hydro Flask, the Thampy. I'm open to renaming him. Cookie Paragon 2. Shelly, the Blissey. Don't know how that one happened. Subway, the Larvitar. Muppet, the Tyranitar. We have Sashimi, the Lantern. Juicebox, the Noctowl. And the Cyndaquil line is Spark, Ember, and Blaze. Yeah, I'm wondering if we picked Shelley when we made Chansey as well. I no longer remember, but that's kind of half the fun of these names, is that, like, they become a photograph. Well, not a photograph, a, audiograph? Anyway, they're just like a little tiny hint of what was happening at the time. A little fossil. Six, 7, 8, 9. Then and then the legs will be yeah, a little snapshot, a little time capsule, exactly. And like it was super fun to go back and reread all of the Gen 1 ones when I was putting together the master document, which is only going to be up on Patreon for another 4 days, I think it is. So if you wanted that, it's going away, and it's going away forever. Made the Bulbasaur with blanket yarn. Oh my goodness, how big did it turn out, Rowan? I gotta know. Sorry, Rowan Rose Gaming. I should say people's full names. I have a bad habit of assigning your nicknames to your nicknames. You love Appleton? Yeah, I admit that I'm a big fan of the Apple Dragon. That I don't even know if it's the latest gen or if I just missed it in a previous one. I also really like is it Dreepy? The dragon that like Dragapult that like flings its babies. Like, I think they're adorable, and if I lived in Pokemon World, I would have a swarm of those around me at all times. Like, I'm always going to be like a dragon lady at heart, I think, and those are some pretty good dragons. They're just perfect little fire lizards. Thank you, Rowan. Alright, thank you to everybody currently giving me permission to use nickname forms of their nicknames. I'm not going to be able to help it anyway. But if I ever call you something that you do not like, that is when I am more than open to a correction. Hi, Drapple and Diplin. The rest are Gen 8. Yeah, see, I was like, everything after Gen 5 is kind of just like one big block to me. And admittedly, Gens 2, 3, and 4 are a little bit of a block to me as well. Am I counting? Nah. Is it going to be fine? Yeah. Just started pouring, and your poor cat, who is sitting on your lap and is afraid of rain, just raced to hide under some furniture. Oh, Echo, poor kitty. Oh, the document. Yeah, sorry. I compiled all of the Gen 1 pattern notes into one. Sorry. Creepy noises from outside. We're fine. You know up to XY really well, and then I sorta know Sun Moon. Yeah, Loot, same. And by sorta, I mean I keep playing the first like 10% of Sun Moon and then stopping forever. Also, I've played Scarlet now. But that did not help differentiate between the gens. He has a bad face and I hate it, but we'll fix it later. The nose can stay. This mouth has got to go. Let's start that name poll. Not to be confused with the tadpole. Don't know why it would be. Alright, so far we have Blueberry, because it is, of course, Fat Bear Week. And that's a perfect name in many, many ways. And I will include Peekaboo, because, while not original, it is a solid name for him, with a lot of history behind it. Do we need two other options? What am I rolling over? Nothing dangerous. Okay. Blubsaw. The Bobsaw ended up 6 to 7 inches tall. Okay. So I will not be taking any questions as to why I have a tape measure on hand. That's pretty good compared to the original. That is not... Oh, come back here, mate. That is not a bad little size up. He must be quite satisfying to hold in your fiendish little grabbers. Bubbles? Do we even have any other options? Not that I saw. Bounce. Alright, I'll put bounce and bubbles in. Just because I do like to have a nice full pole. Shows that I'm doing my job properly. There we go. We probably already have the bubbles and I might have just mucked that up. I'm worried that Bubbles is Horsey's name. Yeah, guys, we already have a Bubble, a Hubba Bubba, and a Bubbles C Blop. If you pick Bubbles, I'm just going to name it Blueberry anyway. So just, that's your warning. I didn't realize we had that many Bubbles already. How did I let that happen? How did Dugong, Lickitung, and Horsey all end up being called Bubbles? Well, the baby could still be called Blueberry. It's just blue... I'm mucking it up with my accent. We're calling it Blueberry because it's Fat Bear Week. Azumarill should be Bubbles because it has bubbles, but he has no name. And no thoughts. But he is coming to get you. He's coming. Oh no. Here he is. Ah! It loses something when you can see me on screen. Okay. Just give him a little bit of facial surgery while you guys are distracted. Don't start humming a song. You don't know what the song is that you're humming. And that's a bad thing. You'll just keep voting. Nothing's going on screen. Don't you worry about that. Okay. And okay. And then we're going to hydrate or dihydrate. Because we've got to stay hydrated. We keep getting dehydrated. And we're too old as a human to forget that we need to drink liquid. You want to name him today? I will allow it. We'll finish naming the little guy and then you guys can name the big guy if you want. I'm cool with that. Tail. We need a tail ball. Put the Bulbasaur in the Whips and Brags channel. Thank you. I'll have a look in a minute. You think this community really loves bubbles? Yeah, this community really loves bubbles and cheese. Which, if you're lactose intolerant, are kind of the same thing. Yeah, okay. There is nothing that can be done to change the name now of Blueberry. You have done well, my friends. Let me close this poll. You have picked an excellent pun, and you have served me well. Alright, yeah. So Blueberry won with 77% of the vote. Then came Peekaboo at 14%, Bubbles at 6%, and Bounce at 3%. Crocheting a cardigan and the repeat rows are so boring. Yeah, I lose my mind a little bit when I have to... I like the act of, like, solving how to make a shape. I do not like the act of having to make a shape. It's all very repetitive. You like cheese, but cheese doesn't like you? I'm sorry to hear that. Cheese should be more inclusive. You want to name Azumarill Gumball? Because you make bubbles from gum? Okay. Gumball is the first one on the list. Get them in fast, folks. We're going to close this poll real fast. Wait, do we already have a gumball? Let me check. I got to start checking because I do not remember all 200 and something names that we've used. Nope, we have a gummy bear. I will allow Gumball. Gumball. I like Sudsy. Sudsy's cute. Alright, I need 2 more names before I close this poll, so y'all discuss amongst yourselves. Bluey? Maybe. You like Robin for Azumarill? I'm open to it. You want to go for Peekaboo again? Blue Moon? Peekabooey? Alright, Peekabooey. I'll allow it. I thought you guys might go with something like Kablooey. Alright, there we go. We are naming Azumarill. Azumarill. You'll name him. I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick. I'm coming back. Don't you worry about that. You'll be out here in a second. I'm back. No, no one's panicking. We have rules about that. You all aren't the panicking sort. Hey, hey, whoa, everybody calm down. It's gonna be okay. Thanks, Loot. The panic button is a big red button, or I think it might be a white or black button now. It's just below the stream and it says subscribe on it. So y'all can just feel free to go ahead and, well, I mean, don't hit it if you've already subscribed. And if you're talking, you have to have subscribed. Okay, never mind. Thought I was doing a bit there and I was not. We really need a panic button. No! No panicking. Everything's fine. You did not panic, you just drank some purple stuff. Dang it. Oh, that's rough. As someone who is just a little bit allergic to everything, I feel you on that one. It has definitely come around to the itchy time of year. And the only way to really cope with it is to stop, like, eating, for me, personally, is to stop eating, like, any foods with any kind of acidity to them, which includes, like, chocolate and orange juice and sugar. And if I stop eating all of that, my allergies basically go away. But, so does my will to live. Just a little bit. I'll put up with the sneezing. Just a little bit, little joke. Panic's button is a thumbs up button. Yeah, well, I mean, you could use this as the panic button, I suppose. Ooh. Bol. Yeah. Also pickled herrings, if that's something that rates really highly for you. That's also another one, but like that one's never been an issue for me. I didn't even really need to give that one up. Yeah, I want to get into my own health problems, but I just want everybody in the chat to know I'm currently relating pretty hard. It's just, I do try to keep a little bit of a separation between me as a person and CK, who does a stream every week. Alrighty, so he has his tail ball. I've just pinned it to his back for now, and then he needs a little black zigzag. So we'll do that. Looks like Gumball is for the diaper egg. It's too bad you can't hear us because you cackle a number of times during each stream. Okay. Yeah, that's true. It's like I am playing to just a completely silent house at the moment. And while there is absolutely no expectation for you all to be writing like ha 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 in the chat, sometimes I use, it's occurring to me now that I use Mr. Bones as a barometer, whereas like if he makes noises reacting, I'm like, okay, good, I am actually being funny. But currently it's like, oh no. It's like, is anybody reacting at all? Hello? Emily, if we're talking like hair, sweat, and tears, I have been tested as well. But enough, I'm moving on from this subject. Okay, I'm making a little black zigzag, and then we are done with this little fellow, which means I am a little below pace for the hydration I'm trying to get done. There we are, we're all caught up. Laughter. How's that? Perfect. Art of Alos. No notes. One of your siblings is spamming our group chat with facts about moles. Oh, the skin kind of moles. Okay. I was like, if they're about the creatures, I'd be like, feel free to share. But if it's about skin moles, I don't know how. Don't know if that's a good idea. Long tail. We did 3 single crochet. We'll do a little picot. Do 3 single crochet and a little picot. And 3 single crochet and a little picot. It's not going to have as many bends as it's supposed to have, but it'll have a few. How many crochet are we going? Oh, sorry. How many Pokemon are we going to do today? Well, I mean, at least 2. I kind of play it by ear. It usually depends on who you guys pick. And what else I have to get done that week, admittedly. Like, sometimes I'm a little bit more willing to do 3 if I don't have a super intense week. The week is a little intense this week. There's a surprising amount to do after each stream. Oh. What's going on? Ah. Yay, sleep. Okay, well, sleep is always a good idea. Well, not always a good idea. I can think of several situations where sleep would not be helpful. But in general, sleep is not a bad solution. There we go. Little tug, and we just encourage the zigzag as we go. We end up with like a little, admittedly it's only a little M and he's got way more of a zigzag to him, but it's not a bad representation. Ooh, Ooh, cotton candy yarn. That sounds nice. I'm jealous of all the nice yarns you all have. But honestly, with the way the postal system was and continues to go downhill, it's a miracle any parcels arrive ever. Oh, you like the blobfish? Oh, I'm really glad. Thank you, Laura. Would you potentially start editing stream as you do it every week for the Gen 2 video? I should, Echo, but I'm still... Honestly, okay, here's the thing. If any of you happen to be watching any of the Gen 1 streams, this only goes for really the next couple of weeks, or the next week, really, and you come across something that's a really good moment or a really fun moment, if you wouldn't mind taking down a timestamp and popping it in the Discord live streams channel, that'd be really helpful for me. That said, there is absolutely no expectation that that you seek out the streams and watch them if you wouldn't otherwise be watching them. Because I should be editing them down as I do them, and I need to start doing that with the Gen 2 ones, I agree. But it's really hard to motivate myself to do that when I'm looking at all of the Gen 1 streams and just being like, is this even really adding anything to the experience of this video? I don't know, Winona. Okay, cool. I think that's Marill. The blueberry bear. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Bones. Exactly. Post your favourite timestamps to the Discord. That goes for this stream. You know, that goes for all streams as well, like any of the Gen 2 streams, but it's just really specifically helpful for the Gen 1 streams right now. Do my homework for me. Thank you. So you have named Azumarill Gumball with 42% of the vote. Then it was Pickabluey at 29%, Sudsy at 22%, and Robin at 7%. So thank you all for naming Azumarill. Azumarill? Yes, he will. His name is Gumball. You can now never name another one Gumball, so I hope you're happy with that decision. Alrighty. So, well, Kitty Basket, if you find anything just particularly amusing or funny or interesting or relevant, I would love to know. Even if you just made a comment on the stream itself, I'd find it. But yeah. Yeah, comments on the vids would be good, because I'll have a little scan through those. I read every single comment on this channel. It's just like, I don't reply to most of them. In fact, I very rarely reply to comments on anything other than the video of the week, and even then I reply for like the first hour or so, because otherwise I just lose the whole... First of all, I lose my whole week to responding to comments, which is a really lovely problem to have. But also, just like, it's surprisingly easy to believe the one negative comment that you read out of the 20 positive ones. The negative one always hits that little bit harder and it ruins my day. I've got some coping mechanisms in place, but admittedly right now, one of those mechanisms is just avoiding the negativity to begin with. So I read most comments. I read more comments than you would probably expect. Hello to Alyssa McPherson's cats. Alyssa, please tell your cats I said pss, pss, pss. All right. Yeah, okay, cool. We're moving on. Moving on. Here we go. So, the theme for today is that it is Fat Bear Week, which is just a wonderful concept that I don't know how I went my whole life without knowing about, but Fat Bear Week. And so I have picked, there were 5 and now there's only 4 left, approximately bearish, like... Okay, I went with, if I would call this Pokemon a fat bear to its face and it would sound like a term of endearment, then that's a fat bear. Yeah, you guys get to select another Pokemon. The problem with the Boring Color Brigade today is you guys are having a hard time coordinating and I've given you too many options, which is splitting your votes, and that's how we ended up with the blue one first. Guys, I've presented you with a lovely assortment of browns. So anyway, I'm going to start this poll, and I'm going to take a little break, even though it's a little on the early side. But it means that I'll probably take a break midway through the next one. That's not your problem, though. Here we go. Start this poll. And I will see you guys make a wise choice, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. can only click one button at a time, and I picked to stop the break. Let's just pull you back out of there. Plonk you back where you belong. By the way, the moving of the sprites on the screen during break entertains me terrifically. So I don't care if only one of you like it. To a certain extent, I care if at least, well, I've got a lot of brown out on my desk. Hold on. Spoilers. Even if it's only entertaining one of you, it's entertaining me a lot. Y'all are doing a really good job at convincing me that I need to buy and play Slime Rancher. Because when I watched Shawnee do play it, it just seemed like a game that was going to punish me needlessly with my need to, get all of the achievements. But, anywho, let's end this poll. You guys have made a choice. You've made a choice, and you will be living with it. So number 5 has won with 32% of the vote, then followed by number 1 at 28%, number 3 at 22%, and number 2 at just 18%. And I do want to say that I saw all of your guesses, and you guys are doing a really good job at trying to work out what's going on here. But I didn't see a single guess for what number 5 actually is. Laughter. Thank you, Artevelos. Here's a pink ball. Here's a ball with teeth. Here's a ball with honeycombs. Okay, yeah. I got stuff to do this afternoon, though, so I can't really do it today. Let us erase door number 5. Because that is the door you have picked. And I don't think anyone guessed it. So, here we go. Does anybody recognize that? How about those? Y'all picked Sentret, who is appearing for his 2nd consecutive stream, but he got picked today. It's just look at him. I take one look at that little guy. I'm just well, aren't you just a fat little bear? Hi, Keegan. Yeah. You aren't, no, none of you. Not a single guess for Sentret. You guys have, I pretty much saw all the other 3 that I have up there. No, that's not true. I've only seen 2 of the ones that I have up there come up in the guesses. You haven't guessed what one of the others is. Mine, Sentret is your favourite, so you actually won. Night, Nibbles. Sleep well. Hope you feel better in the morning. I don't know why I put Sentret in this, or why I've been trying to get to make him, because I am intimidated immediately looking at him as to how I'm going to do that shape, because I immediately want to do the raccoon limb arms for him. The theme today is that it's Fat Bear Week. Apparently it's a thing that a national park up in Alaska does, but I saw the name Fat Bear Week and I just rolled with it. So let us draw ourselves. We got to do some things. Let's update our counter. Sentret is number 38. And we need to get rid of our little blue boy and change him over to this fella who is flipped. So let's flip him back. There we go. He's a little small. He can be bigger. Big and scary. Rawr. So in 3D they have him stand on the ground with his tail behind him. But he's... Okay, alright, that's interesting. Alright, I need to look at reference images then. We're scrolling. Okay, here we go. Because if there's a chance that I can get him like standing on the ground, that's actually going to be way, way better for us. Okay, yeah, I see what he's about. Even like the plushies that they make, they have him with his tail sticking out the back. Because that's actually a stable position, so I can see why they do that. Okay, alright, okay. Okay, alright, okay. Yep, no, we're good, we're good. Oh, that's such a cute little card. Sorry, this is the hazards of me looking up my own reference images. Without Mr. Bones here to do it, they're not filtered. I'm just looking through Google image results. Oh, thank you, Loot. I appreciate you. Sentret's arms remind you of the toothy raccoon mimic drawing from... Yeah, that's exactly... It was kind of a reference I was doing. Let's draw this little guy over here, shall we? I'm going to lean a little out of frame, but y'all can still see me. We have another egg. This one's more definitively egg. Thank you, Ginge. got little limbs. And I will. We're going to do those the way we do the raccoon legs on that Mischief Gang pattern, where I just do a bunch of increases and create a little pausey at the end and then a bunch of decreases. I think that'll work really nicely for us. We'll have his safety eyes, which I might have to find a way to soften into ovals instead of round. We can't have all of the bears be toad lickers. It's just not what the vibe is. We've got a target on his belly. He's looking a little bit like Bellsprout at the moment. Meh. Better. He doesn't seem to have a nose. He does have ears. Bunny ears. See, the bunny ears are the thing that always throws me off a little bit here with this design, because while I think they suit Sentret, by the time we get to Furret, he has like cute little triangle. He has cute little triangle like ferrety ears. I don't know, it's an approximation of Furret from memory. I know the body shape. So like, where does the bunny go? Such a brave little guy. His tail goes floof. There we go. Everybody's hugging. So depending on the scale we end up working at, it's going to dictate how I do these ears, like whether this is 2 panels, like one sewn onto the other, or if I just embroider the inner ear on. Oh, he is capable of having his alarms down. We'll probably make them out though, because he's fun that way. Got a little pause at the end. And we'll do the tummy ring. There we go. Yeah. Does he always have the same number of stripes? Because I don't think I've drawn the same number of stripes. So he has like, if this is the tail, he has like dark brown at the base. And then it's pale brown by the time we reach the tip. So that already tells me the tail has to be at least 6 rows. Does he have toe beans? Oh my goodness, look at that little foot! There are toe beans! Confirmation on the toe beans. He does. He's very heavily bunny. Alright, with the name suggestions, if you guys come up with any good ones, please make sure you keep them, because like I'm a little distracted right now and I don't want to miss any good ones. So if I keep them, you can say them in chat, but just remind them later. Just because they're not being acknowledged now doesn't mean they're not good. I'm probably just not seeing them. Alright, he has little toe beans under here. What colour would I say those are? I'd say they're the same colour as the ring on his tummy. That's the underside of the foot. Okay, so he's an oval, not an egg. I need to be careful on that. And then about here, we'll flare out to create the little arm wings. The circle on, and we need to attach eyes as well. He's going to turn out a little big. I think we're at real risk of mega potting him. The tummy ring will either be an attachable piece or we'll just embroider it on. That's no big whoop. Little feet we've already got here. The tail I've already got here. Ears. We need like an outer bunny ear and potentially a pink stripe to sew on. Potentially we'll just embroider that. And that's it. He's basically 3-4 pieces. The browns. We need to pick nice browns for him, and I had literally every brown out on the table trying to find good ones. So I'm thinking this is his main body, right? He's kind of a chocolatey colour. I think latte is the way to go. A warmer brown would be nicer, but the only warmer brown I have is real dark, which I think is potentially his dark brown colour. And then for his tummy, like, circle, oh, we have to go cream. There we go. I think those are our colours. And some pink for inside the ears. That wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. You want to name him Uppies? Oh, I love Uppies. Okay, so I saw the name Uppies. And I've missed Chestnut. Okay, Chestnut's the other one. Alright, I have Uppies and Chestnut here. So those are the colours we have selected. I'm going to just pop some of them out of the way. Hopefully those are meeting your criteria. Okay, it's funny because like my brain goes, oh, but what would we name Sentret then? I'm just like, well, Furret then. It's like, oh, well, the answer is obvious, right? We'd name him Squiggle. It's Uppies and Squiggle. Yeah, I do like it when a name like just immediately makes itself known. Okay, now here's a fun game. Where did she put her hook? Did it fall to the floor? Did I move it somewhere else? Did I carry it somewhere? Nope, here it is. I found it. We're okay. You know what? Let's give this little guy a break. Let's just like lower him down to be standing on his feet. There we go. Thank you to everybody who was helping me with reference images just then. I really appreciate you. Oh, bye, Bottega Channel. Well, welcome back to the replay. You're probably already gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm going to increase by 3s because it'll give us slightly more of a... I don't want to risk ending up with another square like we did with Marill. Mighty Uppies. I'm seeing Toby there as well. I'll put Toby on the list. We have 3 on the list already though. So that's usually both a good sign and a bad sign for later on. Mother, I crave Uppies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Cool. Alright, good night everybody who is peeling off to go to sleep. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out, and I hope you have a happy time zone. Also, happy birthday to anybody who has a birthday within a few days of today. Bye, Sammy. Bye, that random wolf. I've made your head too pointy already. No, we're nailing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to deploy the bobby pin. Hey, happy birthday, Louie. There's usually one. Oh, Robin, absolutely fine. I will cross that name off the list. Thank you for letting us know and not letting that hurt you as we continue to joke about it. Right, folks, so the name list is Uppies and Chestnut. No worries at all. Right. Good night, Alison. Sweet dreams. I hope you enjoy your music. You just got married. Congratulations, Arcadia Moon. So many good things happening for people right now. Wider. Wider. Y'all, I'm just going to nix all suggestions around the toe beans. Just to try and keep this a little bit of a gentler space for now. It's a cute name, and there'll be other opportunities should we want to. I can count. Why wouldn't I be able to? You know what else? So, like, the theme being Fat Bear Week has, we can strictly blame TikTok for that, but I have something else that I can blame TikTok for this week as well. Has anybody else's TikTok algorithm been absolutely infested with that rabbit and tortoise dance? Because I feel like I cannot escape it, and I don't know what I did to invite this into my life, but the movements are so hypnotic, and normally I skip like all dancing content on TikTok, so I don't feel like I'm not inviting dance content in, but like the little rabbit dance and the little tortoise dance, it's just like, it's everywhere. It's like 2 out of every 3 swipes right now. He does look like a little latte or like a little cappuccino. Latte's a cute name. I've got latte. No, Laura, you are absolutely fine. You are fine. Nobody's in trouble. Not on TikTok? Yeah, good. Stay that way. I'm on TikTok almost completely by accident. 1, 2, 3... But it's like kind of like eating candy. It's like it makes me feel sick afterwards. So I don't know why I do it. But like you find yourself sitting there and you go back to it. I only downloaded TikTok to start with to kind of like reserve my username so that people wouldn't impersonate me. Not that I'm huge or anything, but like at a certain point you got to guard that kind of thing. Counting is hard. Just found out on Discord that in some eps of the anime he had cream-coloured toes. Okay. Oh, I was going to do them as brown with the little cream circle underneath, because that seems to be all of the art I'm looking at. But very interesting that the animators... I'm guessing it was meant to be shadow and then they just coloured it wrong, because you see a lot of that in certain forms of animation. Alright. I think that's the top of his head, which means I need to start flaring out the arms now. Which should be great fun. Now, if I've done this correctly, he should be 18 stitches around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and he is! It's been raining since 10 AM. It's just turning to spring here. So it did rain a little bit this morning, but it's honestly been sunny, beautiful weather for the last few days. And don't get me wrong, I adore me some rain. But it's nice that it's not quite as bitterly cold as it's been. And, yeah, I'm really looking forward to spring. Just like our plants are doing better. The tree Mr. Bones bought me is like putting leaves out, which is very exciting. And, yeah, it's just, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of like ready for some spring, you know? Normally I'm very much a winter kid. Not super looking forward to summer, but that's still months away. Summer is really only like February, March here. Let's go 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, cool. So we'll do 3, 5 in 1, 6, 5 in 1, then however many there is left. So that's 8, no, that's 9, 10, 11, and then it's 7 back to the start. Good. And the next row will be 5, 5 in 1, 10, 5 in 1, and 9. That's why you don't have TikTok, but you're also just as bad with YouTube Shorts. Yeah, well, I mean, exactly. It's the same kind of like, it's brain candy, and it's perfectly fine to eat in moderation. And I say this as somebody who can sometimes get stuck scrolling way past the point where I'm getting anything out of it. But I also actually find it kind of helpful to know what's trending. It's like, it's the only kind of trend following I really try and pay attention to, because most of the time my content is just like whatever I felt like doing at the time. But it's also good to know, it keeps my finger on the pulse of things like Silk Song is coming out, you know, and people are excited about it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So Silk Song is something for me to pay attention to, and I did, and it's done quite nicely for itself. And so, like, great. Yeah, it's my form of product research, market research. Wait, do Aussies still have summer off, like for school, if it's not technically summer? Our big school holiday starts just before Christmas and tends to end at January, end of January, early February. So it is summer for us, but it's not the same way you guys do in America. Like, we have 2 weeks off between terms. It's 4 terms. And then we have like the bigger block of time from Christmas till the end of January. Or at least that's how it worked when I was going to school. Used to make my birthday kind of annoying because it tended to be like the last day of school, or everybody was already doing Christmassy stuff. You know, when you're a normal non-fit person and the skin and fat on your upper arm is... Oh, yeah. My goodness. I did not need to read the word flaccid in that context. And I'm feeling a little attacked. You would love some fall rain? I would send you some, but I'm enjoying my spring showers too much. Happy time zone, Angry Bear Ironworks. Has anybody told you the theme yet? We're doing the Fat Bear Week. You might, so yeah. That's what we mean if you're hearing Fat Bear around. Okay, so this is going to be putting his wings a little to the front, which I think is cute and appropriate. So we will continue. Placid reformed into a less weird name for Sentret. We may as well call him Deflation. Yeah, my birthday's in December. YouTube's gaslighting you. It says the stream started 55 minutes ago. Nope. If you refreshed your screen, it might update for you, but it definitely started just over 2 hours ago. If it helps, YouTube always sends me an email. Hey, you're live on your channel right now. Thank you, YouTube. That's helpful. I mean, I guess it would be helpful if somebody was like, if my channel got stolen or whatever, but yeah, otherwise, nah. You wish the economy would deflate? Yeah. Your summer is November to Feb. As soon as March rolls around, it becomes bitterly cold. Huh. Yeah, I am in a very temperate area, I think that's the right word for it, of the world, where our weather doesn't normally get super cold. We had a really cold winter this year. But I'm thinking I'm just also a wuss. It just did seem unusually cold. That said, we never turned the heater on, so we kind of just sucked up, so it can't have been that cold. But summer gets pretty rough. When it's like, we're talking in Celsius, when it starts hitting like high 40s, low 50s, it's like, no thank you. Hey, birthday buddies. We're in about the same week. The time blindness made you wait too long to have dinner. Oh no. I'll admit that I'm suffering a little bit from that at the moment as well. It turns out that Mr. Bones is my absolute sundial and helps me keep, like, not necessarily specific time, but like regions of time. Like, now is the time we eat dinner. That sort of thing. And so, like, I'm a little bit, like, all over the place right now, which is why I'm making such a big deal about hydrating here on stream. Because Lord knows I'm going to forget that I'm supposed to be semi-aquatic as soon as stream ends. Angry Bear, well, those, I saw some, like, little snips early on in the live stream chat. I just thought somebody had, like, found a pair of beautiful antique snips in a box somewhere. I didn't realize that they were necessarily made. I bet they're exactly the ones you're talking about too. Hold on. I'm scrolling up. I'm gonna have a look. Yeah. Yeah, posted by Angry Bear. They are beautiful. They are so beautiful. I mistook them for some sort of, like, treasured artifact by, like, some master craftsman. So that tells you exactly how I felt about those snips. Because, like, I didn't even, like, they didn't even register as... I get... It's such a weird cognitive bias as well about hearing something's handmade and expecting it to, like, have a certain look to it. But no, those are spectacular. They're beautiful. I'm very jealous of them. Scrolling back down to my reference images now. Nobody get excited and start posting to the Discord because I can't look at most of them because I'm looking at Sentret. Where is Mr. Bones? I love that literally the canon, and we're not making up a story either. It's literally where he is. He's out helping someone dig some holes. He's popping in every now and then though. And he will be home soon, just not for the stream. Okay, we'll do one more, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Bunny Badger, you are very lucky. I love the little bits and pieces that Mr. Bones makes for me as well, but, like, the treasures. It's taking, like, pebbling to a whole new level. Right, I'll admit that I'm loosely losing count here, and I think this final row might have been a mistake, but we'll stop and calibrate at the end. Diggy diggy hole, exactly. Oh, did I only do 3 in the previous round? It's meant to be 5. No, I think I only even did 2. Ugh. Well, I have to go back and fix that. What do you guys reckon for the little caped arm? I think it's working out okay. Yeah. I swear the crowns weren't there for like an hour and now they're all over the place. Yeah, I literally did just a regular increase instead of 5. I have to say, I'm really enjoying this new technique this year. It's like complete... There's a word for it. Basically it just means putting too many stitches in the one spot, which makes it like fold back on itself. And been very helpful to me this year. It's a good little shaping technique that I've grown quite fond of and have been using liberally. The shears are posted in the live streams channel of the Discord. It's a mystery. Exactly. Nobody knows how these crowns are allocated, but somehow the vibe is always right. There we go. So this is the little hand. Do we want just 3 stitches for the little hand, maybe? Because that would mean it looks like this. Oh yeah, that makes a really cute little paw. Okay, good. So then that's 7, 3, 14, 3, Come on, legible notes, please. And 11. Okay, the crowns are allocated based on view time and interaction from your understanding. Yeah, that's fair. We label it a mystery, but that's mostly because it's more fun that way, I think. Just YouTube throwing darts. Good. You've been dethroned so quickly. Sorry, Duchess. Yeah, I don't know, Jackie. I'm sorry. I think it's fun. I do know that there is like a certain pay to win element to it, but I discourage it in general. It's more fun to just let it kind of randomly bop around and everybody kind of gets a turn, honestly. If you've been here the whole time, there's a pretty good chance you'll end up with the crown at least once. You've got little arms. Whee! So now in the next row we will skip to form little hands at the end of each of those rows, and then we'll very slowly decrease down. Because like, it's kind of very slow. It's not like we flared out fast. So along these edges, to get them like this, we did increase fives, 5 single crochet into the same stitch. So on the way down, I'm thinking that we just do regular decreases to get as smooth of a curve as possible there. I think that's the plan. So we'll do 6. I could do a decrease skipping 3, or I could just skip 3. So 7, skip 3, 14, skip 3, 11. And then in the next row, we'll do 6, decrease, 12, decrease, 10. You've been quiet for a while and still somehow ended up in second place. It's everybody gets a turn, and that's good. We like it that way. Yeah, they're just for funsies. Okay, and we skip 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that's enough of a little hand for the fella. How many did we add to the row anyway? We did like 4, 8, 16. Okay, we added 16 stitches overall, so that would decrease over 8 rows, which probably isn't enough. So maybe we do go to decrease 3s, because then we can remove that over, let's see, 16 would be 2 per row for 8 rows. If we do by 3s, it's 5-ish rows. No, it's 4 rows. It's 4 rows exactly, which is better. Yeah, 4 rows is better. Okay. I think he's technically a baby furt, but I'm trying to come up with a flying squirrel adjacent name ideas. That's fair. We have Uppies, Chestnut, and Latte on our name list currently, if that is helpful. Oh, I'm glad that you love these streams, Aim and Treasure. I quite enjoy them myself. Honestly, Alyssa, I love the cat updates. I love knowing that the big cat steals treats for the little cats, and that if I make a certain sound, they start demanding food from you. It's like, that's great. Okay. I'm gonna pop some eyes in just so we get an idea, but there's a pretty good chance that I'm gonna just have to stitch them on because I don't think this is going to be how it looks. There's just not a lot of headroom above where the arms start. But everybody brace for impact, okay? These eyes are too big. Even if I move them down a row. Little frowny face. Okay, maybe they work there. We don't need to decide yet. Uppies is a very good name. We hit upon a solid concept straight away. Okay, and then in this one here. One from the back, and then 2 from the middle. So that makes that 10. 3, and then it'll be 5, 9. All right, just mathing out the next couple of rows so we can just like Booba was a little after my time, but I have like the vaguest memories of it. Honestly, I was never super into Teletubbies either, but that was arguably my era. The shape of those eyes is giving very Booba vibes. Okay, I can kind of see that. I can't count, but I'm doing my best. So that was the skip 3, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, cool. I can't count, but I'm doing my best. Yep, chestnut is absolutely on my list still. My apologies if I forgot to read it out. We've got uppies, chestnut, and latte. Yeah, I like the shine of safety eyes as well. I think it gives them a little bit more soul. And goodness knows my embroidery skills are just not it. But I will make that decision when we're a little closer to finishing this piece off. And potentially we'll stop before we finish this piece off to make some other pieces if we need more information. It's alright, we all discovered we can't count. It turns out that I'm really good at reciting numbers in my head, but not actually anchoring them to anything that I'm pointing at. It turns out that reciting numbers is not the same thing as counting. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop that. You loved it as a kid, but growing up it's so creepy now. Yeah, that's honestly describes a lot of children's shows. And that's probably true of our era as well as the era now. Brain just loves counting. Oh, same. I used to there was like 10 minutes left before I could leave work. I'm talking when I was in retail. Like, already closed up the shop and whatever. It's just like, but I wasn't allowed to leave for 10 minutes. I would literally just count down from 600. Just do the little counting thing. Gave brain something to do. Happy Time Zone Tanwin. We are doing Fat Bear Week. So we've made Marill so far. And now we are making Sentret. I think I need to do a bigger decrease on this bottom layer just to really tuck it in sharply. I'm worried that he's not chubby enough, but maybe he's been doing his cardio. Who am I to judge? Goodness knows I haven't been. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll make that 3, deck 5, 4, deck 5, 7, which would bring us down to what, 10? It actually gets down to 16, which is smaller than we were at with the head. So maybe we were supposed to do that one row further up. Okay, yeah, that's what we'll do. All right, get rid of that row. Oh my goodness, you will leave me alone. That makes that 4. It makes that 6. And it makes that 8. Which will make the whole row 20, which is a little bit wider, but better. Better. Just doing my best not to megapod him too much. He's missing some of the chubbiness of the belly, I agree. Stuffing will round him out. But arguably if I was going to like be fussy about it and like review the pattern, I would probably go back and add some increases here just to help it flare a little bit. I'm not doing that today. Instead, I will just be a little bit more lax when it comes to fastening the arms off so that some of it adds some tummy flare, and then when we add the ring to it, it'll also add a little bit of width to it. Yeah, big old ring, exactly. We will not be megapotting the boy. Okay, and then just a roll of 20 single crochet around. He's got little pausies. I think I'm doing a pretty good job on the shape here. We're keeping it within a certain scope of reasonability and realism. Forehead can be ultra mega potted. That's alright. Doubling patterns is easy enough once you've got one design. Hi, Jinx! He could be a drop bear if he's it's Fat Bear Week, and he has the distinct look of someone who would like fall on you out of a tree. I haven't snapped the backs on the eyes yet, but I'm stuffing him to illustrate a point, if I'm honest. Like, it's okay, guys. He does still have some chubbiness to him. Might be a bit much. Ooh. All right, I think I do one more row of 20 and then we start closing in at the bottom. These eyes are too big for your head, sir. You know it? No, I know it. He'd be very cuddly if you megapotted him. It would fit the theme. He is a really good shape for like, and you all know I mean attaching into my hair as a hair ornament, but bun grabbing. Like Grimer's really good with his hands. He can grab it. He has the squidge. The perfect squish. He does. I told you, stuffing. It makes a big difference. It's fine. What if eyes or face on the other side? Huh? Oh, you mean like make this the top of the head? No. No, I don't think we'll be doing that. I'm struggling with faces today. That's true. I'm doing my best. And goodness knows there's a whole bunch of goofy faces in Gen 1. I just got to really nail all of the other details to make up for it. Oh, you mean to flip it. I understand. I understand what you're saying now. You didn't mean to like rotate it. You meant to like... Sorry, you didn't mean to like flip it. You meant to rotate it. Nah, I do think he looks more correct this way. And I think particularly with the ring on his tummy, it'll be perfect. I think we're nailing this, folks. No solution required. He looks just like a russet potato. That's true, he does, but we will not shame him for it. Alright, I'm just going to stick, because we're already at 20 stitches, rather than trying to bring us back into rows of 6, I'm just going to stick with the 5s. So we'll get him from 20 down to 15, and then from 15 down to 10. And then from 10 down to 5. Russet's a cute name. I like that. Little russet potato. I have one row before we have to make that decision about the eyes, though. And I forgot that it's my job to talk. We like russet? Okay. Russet's on the name list. Alright, so my arguments as to safety eyes versus non-safety eyes. We have some really good examples here of not using safety eyes. We've got him. We have him. We have even Electrode's eyes turned out okay. You know, like we've made some strong showings of things. That said, there's also plenty of arguments to be made for adding safety eyes where they don't necessarily go. So would he be more chubby if the front became the back? He would, but I don't think he's shaped right for it. Like, I see what you guys are going for, but I actually do think he looks way better this way. I think that his head is maybe slightly too pointy if I wanted to be really picky about it, if I'd made it a little bit wider. But I do think that this is good. Can I give him the mouth? Yeah. Y'all just saw what just happened, right? It is not my strong suit. Look at the whole embroidery thing. I wasn't going to do... Ouch. Wasn't going to do more of these today. It didn't even hurt. It just stunned me for a second. Where'd the black yarn go? It's down here. Oh, okay. Sure. Morris was the name of my childhood teddy bear. So I can't decide if that is a good reason to exclude it from the stream or if it makes it perfect for today's theme. I can give you guys an idea though, at least. Like, but tiny. You're in favor of the safety eyes? I might even do a poll. You guys can make up my mind for me here. There you go. You all can make my choice, and then I don't have to deal with any consequences. So yeah, with 2 more rows left to go on that, I'll do that. I didn't really need to finish that off. And then where's the colour I picked? There it is. The ears. I'll make him some little ears while we wait. Hey, hey, no. Safety is not for losers. Don't want to hear you talking like that, thank you. Kind of looks like a manta ray. He does. Oh, the vote is really close. So y'all are determined to make me make this choice, I see. That's okay. I am capable. I just didn't want to. Apart from that, the current name list is Uppies, Chestnut, Latte, and Russet. So we do have 4 names. We have enough to convene a poll, unless a contender comes in out of nowhere. Just joking to do. No, you're fine, Andy. I was just joking back. I find that I tend to come across a little sincere even when I'm kidding. It's not a bad thing. Sincerity is a really good defense against any form of bullying. Also, I've found. In my life, in my little lived experience. Robin, am I reading that correctly? It's 6:30 AM and you have not slept yet? Because, that's an interesting series of choices you're making there. Safety, but move them down a row. I'm happy to try them down a row if you guys would like. I think that would put his face down too low. Oh, and they should be fairly close together as well. It's hard because there's not enough stitches to space them properly. So then picture the little frowny face like here. And the tummy circle there. So that's the eyes down 1 row. Have you ever felt like using even smaller safety eyes? I don't have any, Andy. I have... I buy them in bulk. I buy hundreds at this size, and I buy like 50s at the 20mm size. I don't really have a use case for anything smaller than that. And it would come up so rarely that it's just not really worth it. The crown looks beautiful on you, Louie. Do I need to restart the poll? Because it's like feels like the poll got a little boost when I moved the eyes down a row. He does look silly with safety eyes, I agree. We're trying to decide if it's a likable silly or not, though. That's the real question. Yes, there's a lot of conflict going on. I was kind of hoping you guys would be decisive so I didn't have to be, but I will make this call. I will save you all from your hell. Maybe he's staring at a particularly appealing cookie. Is that long enough? I think it needs to be slightly longer. Sorry, there he is besides the doodle. His head's a little pointier than I drew him. I'm having a bit of a hard time for I don't know, something about the orbs is bothering me today. I'm just having a hard time with eggs. Who's Nugget again? Nugget's Articuno. Okay, that's 2 rows. You could do one up, one down, so his little head's tilted. Well, Potato the Sentret might very well want a potato. Okay, well, Safety Eyes has seen a resurgence. We're up at 62%. So, if you give a Sentret a cookie, you'll have to give the furt a glass of milk. I'm trying to make the decision easier for us by just keeping attaching pieces. We have not yet named Sentret, no. We have some name suggestions. We have Uppies, Chestnut, Latte, and Russet. Hi, Azel Spades. It's a long time no see. Happy time zone. You voted for Safety Eyes because you don't care either way, but it seems like the Safety Eye people really needed this win. It does feel a little bit like that, doesn't it? I mean, we could also just name him Potato if we wanted to. He's definitely, with those eyes, he's definitely a baked potato. I can say it, y'all can't. You just slide them on in there. Hey, well, I mean, don't let us keep you if you need your rest, because rest is important, but it was very nice to see you. I'm making a second ear because we're still trying to make the decision on these ears. Laughter. Thank you, Echo. I really appreciate everybody who's taking the time to write out their laughter for me so I don't just feel like I'm playing to a silent room. That's really great. I might just get a shirt that just says laughter in like Times New Roman across it in white letters. Feel like really want to name someone Potato. Oh, that's true. Like, Potato is definitely going to be a name that somebody will want. And it'll be too appropriate, and we won't be able to use it. We have fiercely defended it thus far. Definitely not staying up later than I should to prepare for your craft. Oh, yeah. hang on. Somebody had a craft fair last week, and I was wondering how it went, but I don't remember who it was, so I can't really ask. Okay. Just 12 stitches. 2, 3. Oh, awesome. 3 days off. Long weekend. It's actually a long weekend here in Australia too. We've got a brand new public holiday happening. For me, it's tomorrow on the Monday. I think it's like the King's birthday or something like that. They've recently introduced a couple of new public holidays over here, so we're up to like, it's like 13 or 14. I am not impacted by this, but I like the idea that it gives other people a chance to go on holidays and do rests and whatever, whereas like I'm just going to work through them anyway. Yeah, loot, right? It's just like, just shirts that just say like laughter. And it has to be like Times New Roman font because it has to be the most banal laughter font you can think of. It has to have a serif for sure. Was it Watermelon who had the fair? I still think the eyes are too big. I'm going to close this vote off. You guys have had your say. I'm probably going to abide by it, but I'm still looking at those eyes and just being like, those eyes are too big. They make him look a wee bit silly. But yeah, no, 63% of you voted for safety eyes and 37% of you voted for danger eyes. So you work for your sister now, so you make your own schedule these days? Yeah, making your own schedule is a powerful thing in life. If you can, I unfortunately, or slash fortunately, kind of overcorrected with it. And instead of having better work-life balance, I tipped the other way, and now my entire life is work. But I'm trying to be better. Right, I'm not going to remove them, and I'm not going to finish him off, and I will decide once I have all of his pieces on what we want to do regarding the safety eyes. Like, I think we need feats next. Feats of greatness. Yeah, there we go. Did I finish writing down the year? I did. Good job, me. Feet. I'm just going to be a little magic ring 6, and then probably some tube action. The stream is buffering. I have no dropped frames at least, so the problem is likely on your end, I'm afraid. Try refreshing your browser. That might work. I do know that they make smaller safety eyes. I do know that I even possibly have some in my cupboard behind me, but I am very specific for these Pokemon, with the exception of a couple that got away from me, namely Gengar, who was first, and so that's how that happened. These guys either get the 9mm eyes or they get embroidered eyes. Like, it's a consistency thing. Oh, it looks like Poliwhirl also got the giant toad-licking eyes as well. But still, oh, the stream is hiccuping. I'm not detecting any problems on my side, but yeah. Okay, folks, I don't know why it's hiccuping. I'm not getting any info on my end as to what might be happening. That's quite strange, though. Well, look, I don't know what's happening, so I don't know how to fix it. I'm not getting any error messages on my board. I'm just going to keep on keeping on. And if it becomes too disruptive, we'll call it. Welcome back. I'm guessing it's a problem on YouTube's end because my boards are all completely green, no dropped frames, no, my bit rate's better than it was at the start. No strained systems, frames per second, like everything is green, green, green. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and blame YouTube for that one. Good, good. I'm glad it recovered. Better if it's YouTube's fault. Yeah, well, I mean, if it's kind of a yes and no type of thing. If it's my fault, then there's normally something I can try to fix it. Or if it's YouTube's fault, we all just kind of have to live with it. I will not forget the toe bean, but I'll be embroidering the toe bean on. That's correct, Duchess. The British monarchy is still considered the head of state for Australia, but all decisions in the running of the country still reside with the Australian political system. We have a Governor-General. I think that's how that works. That can step in and shut it down, but that's the only power they have. Made you miss the safety eye decision, though, Jackie. We haven't made one. That's the problem. I will not forget the toe bean. I will apparently completely forget to count how many rows I've done for the feet here. It's approximately 4. We'll find out when I make another. And that'll go there. Cutting the right strand is important. Okay, and I will make another foot. You want Neapolitan? I'll write it down. I don't feel like there's a heavy strawberry presence, though. Oh, sorry. Safety Eyes won the vote, technically, with 63%. But the actual decision is still a little up in the air. It was a little inconclusive for me. 2, 3, 4, 5. CK stream was too powerful. Alright, I'm going to count this time. You ready? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, night, Ace. Sleep well. So that's 3. And that's 4. There you go. It's 2 little feet. Tummy circle next, you guys reckon? I can tuck these little feet a little further under once there's no longer an opening. I just don't want to pin into the stuffing. I could do a little embroidered eye before finalising the body. That might help you decide. The embroidered eyes are probably better despite me advocating for safety eyes. Yeah, no, look, I'm leaning towards embroidering the eyes on. It's going to be one of those decisions that, it's kind of like with Smoochum. I ended up remaking the entire body for Smoochum off stream after I made that decision. It's like, I am not going to sacrifice my artistic vision for much. So sometimes that takes the form of me deciding to just remake a piece off stream. I also did it with Spiro. Spiro's body got remade off stream as well. Night, Angry Bear Ironworks. You posted the staff? Dang it. I keep missing the staff. Oh, there it is. It wasn't that far down. Sorry, I didn't mean to shout. I got overexcited. That is fantastic staff. That is a wonderful thing. I wish to be a Stitch Witch, and I wish that to be my harpoon. It's more of a Stitch Pirate. No, we don't encourage piracy around here. I am the one that has to stare at it long term, but I'm also the one who has to live with it staring back at me. And, like, the Diglett and the Doug trio are too far away for me to reach them conveniently. They have such good faces, though. Like, embroidered faces can work really well. So, like, those are the eyes that little Sentret would have, right? I think that's pretty good. Of course, he wouldn't look like this anymore. 8, 9. Oh, the stuffing. Yeah, sorry. my creative zone kind of just like spreads. I need to do a cleanup in here, but I can't until I'm finished with this. I would really like this desk back, but they need to be laid out at the moment so that I don't lose any of them, because I'm sorry, Venonat keeps going on missions and it's actually ridiculous. He's a ball, so he rolls, and so we're having a really hard time keeping him in one place, and we've lost him 2 or 3 times in the last week, even though we're not even moving him around that much. I literally took his photo to update his portrait, and we looked back and he was just gone. We had to tear the whole room apart to find him again. Super Spud. Yeah. Go to bed, Angry Bear. It is time for your hibernation. It is Fat Bear Week, and that precludes hibernation. See you on the replay, Bunny Badger. Okay, now that they've gone, welcome back, Angry Bear and Bunny Badger. Welcome back to the replay. This is just the belly ring. Why? Ta-da! Neat little trick. It's a magic ring. Because then you get like a nice neat edge on the inside edge. And you can just sew it down using the loops. It turns out great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20... 21, 22. That was 22 stitches for a belly ring. Venonat does have the runaway ability. Though, honestly, I'm beginning to suspect it's teleport. Oh, bye, Andy. Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright, so this little guy just needs a tail now. So I will be starting the name vote shortly. Just as a reminder, the name options currently are Uppies, Chestnut, Latte, and Russet, and Neapolitan. So we do have 5 options. If you want any substitutions, now is the time to have a think about it and state the thing. Oh, you're not leaving. You're saying bye to them. Sorry, Andy. I understand. I have reading comprehension. Why wouldn't I? I'm starting the name vote. Start the poll. Is the tail scale hard to get right? Not really. It's right there. So it's about the same length again as the body, is how I'm going to do it. And it does have a lot of floof to it. So I might just do some stitch reminders here. I think at the widest part, we probably want it to be 12. That makes sense. So then this is 6 and 12 and 12 and 12, and then this will be 9. And this will be like 8, 7, and then this will be back down to 6. Yeah. No, that'll help keep me on track. The names. Uppies was a firm favourite early on, so it gets pole position. Uppies. And then we had Chestnut, which I quite liked. Oh, I clicked away! I'm panicking. I am panicking. Chestnut. And Latte. And Russet. Like the potato. There we go. Y'all, we're naming the Sentret while I make his little tail. Well, Sentret wouldn't need to join Venonat and Rolling Adventures because Sentret can grab him. Moss stitch in moss coloured yarn. That's fun. He can grab. He can. Yes, best not wake up the doggos. There is nothing quite as potent as the disapproving look of a dog who thinks it's past bedtime. It's like, human. Human, why? Human, why are we awake? Go to sleep, human. Rosafa, a drink of water, hold your breath. Lots of tiny sips. Like, drink as much water as you can in a single breath with lots of tiny sips. Until your lungs burn a little bit. Within safety precautions, of course, but like that always works for me. Stop and do a count because I lost it. I think we need one more increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Your dog just takes herself to bed. But does she glare the whole time? Because, like, I had a dog that glared the whole time. It was a long time ago now, though. You can have the duo of Uppies and Squiggle, but, you'll have to remember that I used the name Squiggle, because I'm not writing it down. It was just a throwaway line. The real question here is, do I care enough to try and get these colour changes crispy? And 12. And also I added another row for some reason. I am not a goldfish. Huh. Well, when I get hiccups, I get those really painful ones. The ones that kind of feel like something's tearing itself. It's not fun. Your cats keep waking you up at ungodly hours for no reason. No, there's always a reason. It's just sometimes feline reasons are not for us mere mortals to understand and comprehend. Alright, you guys have made a pretty decisive decision. That is how decisions work. Regarding the name there, I think. I will click to expand it in a second just to make sure that it's not too close. But I'm relatively certain that we've made our choice. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, a choice has been made here today. I have not hydrated since I last took a break. Naughty. Better. Back on track. You've been dethroned! Duchess stole your crown! Is that a wide enough stripe? It's gonna have to be. There's too many stripes on this tail for me to not have them be that thin and no thicker. Okay, and now Loot has just like yoinked it as she ran past. We must have, yeah, okay, we just ticked over the 3-hour point, and so YouTube hasn't decided who is in charge, and it's just like randomly pinging the crown around people. I've seen the crown on like 3 separate names all on the same screen at the same time. And it's back. Yoinked while running away. Exactly. Right, and then what size is the next band supposed to be? 9. Okay, can do. And then it's 8/7. Yeah, that's a very fickle crown, I agree. Yoinks and away! Happy times on Coletti Spaghetti. You've arrived right in the middle of a brutal battle royale. We're putting the royal into the battle royale at the moment, as the crown can't quite pick a head to stay on. It's a communitarian crown. Everyone gets to use it a little. Yeah. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. There we go. And 9. Hey, congratulations, Kath. Alright, we're nearly done with this tail, and then I will close the poll. And you know what? We're gonna at least start a 3rd Pokemon today. And like, part of my decision is being driven by the fact that as soon as I end stream, I'm back to being just a giant silent house by myself. And I don't wanna. So we're gonna stay on stream and keep myself company a little bit. No, oh wait, no, that does put off my filming. My filming won't get done. And then I will be stressed. I should stop. I should end stream and do my filming instead. Because then I'll still be filling the sound with exactly the same amount of noise. It's just then there won't be other people here. Is the voting over? Yeah, I think we have, I think the name has been pretty conclusively chosen. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I forgot to do a decrease. I'm just going to sneak one in at the end. Yeah, Mr. Bones is off digging holes. Thing is, if I end stream though, sorry, you guys are just going to be treated to my whole decision making process here. If I end stream though, then what are the chances of me actually sitting down and doing that filming today? I suppose I've already got the eyeliner on. That's usually a pretty good, like, I don't like wearing that too many days in a row. So that's normally a pretty good encouragement. Alright, final 2 rows of the tail. Alright, sorry, I've just remembered who else is on the board. We will not be doing a third Pokemon today. I'm really sorry for announcing that we would and then abruptly backpedaling. It's just like, there is a lot of factors at play here. And while I don't necessarily want to go back to being in a silent house, I think it is best for my workload and thus my stress levels if I do. So, I am making the best choice for my health. Yeah, thanks. That's alright, I knew you guys would understand. Yeah, you're not hearing clickety-clack from the other room? Because, like, I have been unsupervised today! It's also probably a good reason to end the stream before the stream gets too weird. Because, we are completely unsupervised today, so there's no one here to pull me back from the edge. In fact, that was almost the theme for today until I discovered it was Fat Bear Week, and then Fat Bear Week took over all thoughts. All thoughts. Only bears. Bouncing intensive. I didn't notice that I did that, Emily, but now you've said it, I'm just like, oh, I really do that. Oh, thank you very much. It's more about just like the eyes don't like the cleaning solution I have. Well, not the clean. I've got like makeup remover stuff. It makes my eyes hurt the next day, and so putting mascara and Sentret back on. It's the only makeup I wear though. So I do try to put a little bit of effort in for you guys. Even if they are hidden by the glasses. But the glasses are important in a different way. Alright, Coletti Spaghetti, describe the Pokemon you're looking at. Unless you're talking about the one on the screen right now, it's Sentret. I can solve that solution. Solve that problem right away. I really wanted to make it work for you all. Reckon that's big enough? I reckon if he was standing upright it would look too short. But because it's going to be up behind him, I think it looks the right size. Let's rotate it like a potato. Curl it back this way. And pin it to his butt. Stick around though, I will still do the reveals because we believe in closure. And there's our little guy! He will have toe beans, and I will make a decision as to the face before next stream. Something just keeps going more and more wrong with this Marill. But, okay, they're the 2 we made today. We made Blueberry, the Marill, and we made... Oh, we haven't closed the poll yet. I think his name is Uppies, though. Yep, Uppies at 40%. Chestnut 21%, Russ at 21%, so a tie for second there. And Latte came in last at just 18%. You need a shirt or a sticker that just says bouncing intensifies. Excellent. Excellent. All right, we'll pop those to one side and we'll do the reveals. Yeah, Marill isn't impressed by anybody. Marill is like, Here we go. So I know you guys guessed. Oh, so of the 3 left, you guys guessed 2 of them. in amongst the guesses, but I did not see any suggestions for number 3. So number 1, which was nearly picked a couple of times, was Piloswine. That's a fat bear ready for hibernation if I have ever seen one. Right? Right? Has to be. Yes. So, and then number 2 is, of course, Ursaring, the literal fat bear. If we were making votes, Ursaring would have to win the ranking for Fat Bear Award. So, the theme today was Fat Bear Week for anybody who missed it. So all of the ones on screen are the ones who I'd look at them, and if I would call them a fat bear and say it with love, then I feel like it meets the criteria. And so, yes, Piloswine and Ursaring. And then number 3, honestly, it's kind of a stretch, which is, I understand why I didn't see this Pokemon come up in any of your guesses. It was Mareep. That's a fat little bear. That's clearly a fat little bear. So yeah, I saw plenty of guesses around Swinub and Piloswine, and you should know that Swinub was really close to being on this list as well, but I didn't want to have 4 that were pretty much the exact same shade of brown. So I kind of like shoehorned in Marill and Mareep, and I thought that would give us a little bit of variety to the stream today. So yeah, no, Ampharos just wasn't fluffy enough. Ampharos looks like post-hibernation when they've shed all of their winter fur. Mareep looks like he's just getting to that big poofy stage, you know? Sheep! Also, Mareep might have just been what they were eating in order to prepare for hibernation. Okay, we don't shave Mareeps ever. Mareep is Cloud. I think that was a good stream. So, yeah, I will see you guys all next week. I'm so excited for you to see what we've been working on. If I get that video done, which I'm going to have to get that video done. There is no backup. But anyway, you guys all have a happy time zone. I'm going to go film. And yeah, right. You guys have a good week. I'm back. We guys, we have to cut it out with these post-credit scenes. You guys want to see last week's boys again, and that's a fair request. I just always forget to do it. Here we have Octillery, whose name is Octavius Hot Doggington. These are little doots. And we have Foratrus, who we named Clamaflage. Because he's not a clam, he's a bug. So there we go. Alright, I'm going for realsies this time. Wrong button.